This season, the New York Rangers bought out Henrik Lundqvist. The King was their all-time leading goaltender in wins, shutouts, goals against, save percentage, and games played. This brought a sad close to his career on Broadway, as the Blue Shirts failed to win a championship as he built a Hall of Fame resume. But this got me thinking, where does Henrik Lundqvist rank among all the New York athletes that just couldn't take his team to the promised land? So we're left with the question, is Henrik Lundqvist the greatest New York athlete not to win a championship? First things first, we got to look at the New York Rangers' all-time best forward. Sorry, miss. The Rangers' all-time leading scorer deserves to be mentioned here. He was the only member of the goal game line to play his entire career on Broadway, and would be the first Ranger to have his number retired. Like many before him, Gilbert was denied a championship because of Bobby Orr and the Boston Bruins, when he made his only visit to the finals in 1972. Though I'm not going to use any Buffalo players, I'm going to make an exception right here for Pat LaFontaine. He began his career with the Islanders and immediately made an impact on the then Stanley Cup dynasty New York Islanders, who lost to the Edmonton Oilers when their dynasty was budding. After a very good career with the Islanders, they moved him to Buffalo for Pierre Turgeon. LaFontaine thrived in upstate New York, including a 148-point season in 92-93. However, beginning in 1994, he had a problem with concussions that would plague him for the next few seasons. They would clear up just long enough for him to play 1 year with the New York Rangers. During that year, LaFontaine became the second American-born player to score 1,000 points, and he did it all playing for a team in the Empire State. If you know who the first player was, put him in the comments below. I'm fortunate to play for 3 teams and never having to change my license plate. There aren't many New York Yankees that don't have a ring. Hell, Scott Barocius has 3, and he's nowhere near as good as Don Mattingly. It's not like Donnie Baseball wasn't great for the Bronx Bombers. Mattingly took home an MVP in 1985, a year after he won the batting title. A 6-time All-Star, he won 9 Gold Gloves and 3 Silver Slugger awards. The Yankees put together the best team in the Mattingly era in 1994, but baseball went on strike and put the kibosh on any championship hopes. He wouldn't play in the postseason until the next year, his final one. But Mattingly made the most of it. He hit .417 with 4 doubles and a home run.
This one by Mattingly. Oh, hang on to the roof. Goodbye, home run. Don Mattingly.
It was one of the greatest playoff series of all time. Unfortunately, it just didn't have the ending Yankee fans wanted. At the end of that year, Mattingly retired due to back problems. Mike Piazza came to New York in 1998 and immediately made an impact. Though it took some time for Met fans to warm to him, the 23 home runs that he hit in his first season in Queens certainly helped. And in that offseason, the Mets made him baseball's highest paid player for about a week. There was a lot of money spent in the 1998 free agency class. An MVP candidate for the next 3 years, Piazza brought the Mets to the NLCS and the World Series in '99 and 2000. But unfortunately, he lost to the Braves and the Yankees. Sadly, Piazza would never play another postseason game in New York after that. In 2001, Piazza hit this home run.
Wants it away. And it's hit deep to left center. Andrew Jones on the run. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza, and the Mets lead 3-2.
That lifted the spirits of New Yorkers after the events of 9/11. And I was at that game. Piazza became the all-time home run hitting catcher in 2004. And in 2016, he became the first Met position player to be elected to the Hall of Fame. David Wright was the face of the Mets franchise after Piazza left in 2005. Wright was an MVP candidate for the next 3 years, averaging 30 home runs and 115 RBIs. Then the Mets moved to Citi Field and changed his career forever. Even though Wright was never the star that he was in his first few seasons, he was still an all-star 7 times in his 14-year career. Suffering from spinal stenosis, Wright was able to muster enough talent to finish the 2015 season. In Game 3 of the World Series, he had this moment. David Wright is the Mets' all-time leader in WAR, hits, runs scored, runs created, doubles, and walks. Tiki Barber was a bit of a late bloomer. It wasn't until his 4th season where he'd rushed for over 1,000 yards, and those were the days of thunder and lightning with rookie Ron Dane. Barber would become the featured back in 2003, and he took off, rushing for 1,387 yards. From then on, Tiki would rush for 6,256 yards and 29 touchdowns. 3 of those seasons, he'd eclipse 2,000 yards from scrimmage. In 2006, Tiki would retire to pursue a career in broadcasting, and once he did, he had some harsh critiques about Giants quarterback Eli Manning. In 2007, Eli answered him in the best way possible. I was debating about putting Curtis Martin on this list because of his first 3 years with the Patriots, but when you look at his statistics, it's obvious why Bill Parcells got him from New England. Martin was a premier back with the Jets, rushing for 1,000 yards every year until his last one. Martin even led the league in rushing in 2004 at the age of 31. Take that, young guys! Sadly, his greatest moment as a Jet was when they had a 10-0 lead against the then defending champion Denver Broncos, until the Broncos took it to them in the second half and moved on to the Super Bowl to beat the Atlanta Falcons. At the time of his retirement, Curtis Martin ranked 4th all-time in rushing yards. Now, is Hank the best Titleist athlete in his own building? This video has been leading to this. It's like the final boss. Mano a mano. These are probably the 2 best choices. Patrick Ewing arrived from Georgetown in a clearly not fixed lottery and fulfilled every expectation bestowed upon him. An 11-time All-Star, winning Rookie of the Year in 1986, but Ewing couldn't find any playoff success until the early 90s when Pat Riley showed up. Riley would get him to the 2nd round in 92 and the 3rd round in 93, but would succumb to Michael Jordan and the Bulls both times. In 1994, his Knicks broke through, beating the Michael Jordan-less Bulls and the Indiana Pacers to advance to the NBA Finals. Like Henrik Lundqvist could say, his teammates let him down. John Starks going 2 for 18 in Game 7 really hurt him, but there wouldn't be a Game 7 without John Starks' stellar play throughout the entire Finals. But there was this play in 1993.
Out of 10, Ewing for Smith. Stopped again.
That still hurts. Then again, there was this play in 1995 to end a series.
Bounce to Ewing. Down to 3. Down to 2. Ewing. Not over the hit. And it's all over. The Indiana Pacers have defeated the New York Knicks.
So Ewing just couldn't get the Knicks over the top. That doesn't mean he's not on the short list of NBA great centers. He was the starting center of the 92 Dream Team that won gold in Barcelona, widely considered to be the greatest team ever assembled. He was one of the most legendary college players of all time. He was an MVP candidate year in and year out. He's just missing one thing: a ring, like every other player on this list. And that's my list. Is there any other New York athlete that you could think of that should have won a championship? Put them in the comments below. For my money, it's Henrik Lundqvist, but I want to hear what you think. So tell me who you think. Are they on this list? Are they not? I'd like to hear from you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. Until the next time.